Okay, so you ever stop and think about the actual magic that happens every time you search for something, or stream a show, or shop online? Today, we're going to pull back that curtain. We're going to demystify it. Let's dive in.
You know that feeling, right? When your streaming service just gets you? It knows you're into sci-fi, but maybe not horror, and only stuff with a really high rating. How in the world does it do that? Is it reading your mind?
Well, as much as I'd love to believe it's some kind of digital wizardry, it's not. The secret is actually something way more structured and, honestly, a lot more interesting. It's all about logic.
Yep, it's all powered by a special language that's designed purely for asking questions. And by the time we're done here, you're going to understand the fundamental logic behind, well, pretty much everything, from movie recommendations to global e-commerce. So what is the secret language? It's called SQL. That's SQL, which stands for Structured Query Language. Just think of it as the universal way we talk to databases.
Imagine a database is like a gigantic, perfectly organized library. SQL is the language you use to walk up to the librarian and tell them exactly which book on which shelf in which section you need. It's all about asking super precise questions to get super precise answers back.
And the cool thing about SQL is just how close it is to plain old English. You know, as Simon Lum from the BBC points out, the commands sound a lot like how we'd actually ask for something. It was literally designed to be intuitive.
Now, at the very heart of SQL, and really any search you ever do, are three simple but incredibly powerful words: and, or, and not. These are the absolute building blocks for asking almost any question you can think of.
First up, we've got and. Think of and as the specialist. Its job is to narrow things down. If you ask for A and B, you will only get back results that have both of those things. No exceptions. For example, look at this clothing database. If we search for items that are brown and shoes, the system just ignores the red shoes, ignores the brown trousers. It returns only the one thing that meets both conditions. It hones right in on exactly what we want. Okay, next up is or. Now, if and is the specialist, or is the total generalist. It broadens your search because it gives the database options. If you ask for A or B, you'll get back anything that contains A or B or even both. It's way more flexible.
So sticking with this database, if we search for black shoes or white shoes, the system brings back any item that is one or the other. This is perfect for when you have a few different things that would all be good outcomes. And finally, there's not. This one is super simple. It just excludes things. It's for those times when you know what you want, but more importantly, you know exactly what you don't want. So searching for shoes, not brown, gets you all the shoes except for the brown ones. Easy. So let's just recap real quick. And makes your results smaller and way more specific, or makes them bigger and much more general. Seriously, understanding just that one difference is the key to mastering pretty much any search out there. Now, the thing is, you don't always have to be typing out these commands like some kind of hacker in a movie. There are generally two ways people ask a database a question. One is very visual, and the other is with code. So on one hand, you've got something called Query by Example, or QBE. This is that friendly drag-and-drop style interface you see in a lot of programs. It's awesome for beginners and simple filters. But on the other hand, you have the raw SQL code. It's text-based, incredibly precise, and absolutely essential for any kind of complex professional work. All right, enough theory. Let's actually put this into practice. We're going to build a simple query ourselves. Right now, we're going to ask a real question to a sample database. So here's our data set. It's a simple little table of TV shows, and it has columns for the title, the genre, and how long it is in minutes. Our goal here is to ask this table for a very specific list of shows. A basic SQL query really just has three parts. It's so simple. First, you select the columns you want to see. In this case, we want the title and the duration. Second, you tell it from which table to look in. That's our programs table. And third, you give it a where rule. We only want shows where the duration is less than 30 minutes. See? It's just like talking. And boom! Just like that, the database runs our little query and gives us back only the rows that match our rule perfectly. It filters everything else out and gives us exactly what we asked for, a clean list of programs that are under 30 minutes long. So, okay, we found some TV shows. Big deal, right? Well,
Yeah, it is a huge deal. Because this simple logic doesn't just find TV shows, it pretty much runs the modern world.
I mean, just think about it for a second. When you filter movies on a streaming service, you are using and, or, and not. When an e-commerce store finds just the orders from one specific city that are over $100, that's SQL. Every Google search you make, every blog post you read, it is all powered by a database being asked questions with this exact logic.
But you have to get this logic right. It is so, so critical. I mean, take this wild real-world example. An online retailer meant to email customers who were in Ontario and whose orders were also delayed. They needed to use and to be specific. Instead, they used or. And because they used or, the system emailed every single customer in Ontario plus every single customer anywhere in the world with a delayed order. It was a massive mistake, all from one tiny 3-letter word. That is how powerful and how precise this language is. It's no joke.
So there you have it. Now you're in on the secret. It's not magic, it's just logic. And the next time you open up your favorite app, I want you to think about the database sitting behind it. Think about the questions it's asking. And more importantly, if you could ask its database anything, what would you want to find out?